Alright, Rav's new video.
Gamers. Previously on my 12-step program to get away from toxic league players by trying hardcore World of Warcraft,
Where the hell do I go?
I did a dungeon with toxic players who shared elaborate plans to get my character killed. I helped a homeboy in a gorge that's searing avenge his father's death caused by a negligent mining company by committing
We be
full-blown
tipping on
arson.
fofos.
I started testing my strength as the Ravatar by soloing dungeon.
Yo, mad respect to Rav, by the way, for being one of the only people out there that still has X-Pearl. Like, it is the best. I'm sorry. Talk all shit you want and say X-Pearl's old shit, pussy shit. It is the best and it looks the hottest. I love it. I'm sorry. Like, Rav, I fucking respect you. You use X-Pearl.
Trash and spelunking through elite-ridden caves where I politely asked the ogre in charge to take a long walk with me, knowing that one small mistake would have me spawning back into Cold Ridge Valley. I quickly realized that
I be tipping on fofos.
threatening I will distract the shitter and we will fly this kite, and to no surprise this supposedly deadly quest was nothing more than a long walk on the beach for yours truly.
True it is. What's that from?
But as I was being Rav the environmentalist, I found a note in one of the bottles which took me to Planet of the Apes Island where an upright cow was being held captive.
Do you guys know that a lot of quests in WoW are just references to music and movies? Like, that's from Message in a Bottle by Guitar Hero.
She said King Kong himself had the key and he was slightly bigger than your average ape. I asked the experienced member
I gotta bring Emmy there today. Wait, we should bring Emmy there today.
in the guild if this was safe to solo and they all agreed that it was too dangerous, but I had a plan.
King Mucka.
I would take this plus-size Harambe for a few rounds of Ring Around the Rosie and a few short minutes later I channeled my inner Godzilla and promptly took a shit on King Kong. Turns out the turtles got word that I was trying to save them and one took advantage of my publicity stunt by saying, hey, there's a side chick out in bumfuck Steamweedleport, can you spend your entire afternoon escorting me there at the speed of a one-legged dog on tranquilizers so that I can get my nut? And since Howard's a sucker for a love story, I obliged. Anyways, I learned there was once a giant dormant volcano called Ungoro that's now a crater, and some cow there said he knew one of my guildies and told me that they are actually related.
Brother of mine.
And then he told me what his Twitch viewers were doing to help him level so fast.
Destroying everything he touched.
I said, yeah, I've heard of mob tagging, but what did the first mob do when Miz had to fight it himself?
Killed him not far from this spot.
A local demon worshipper warned me of the dangers
Yo,
in this bitch,
shut
and I quickly
up,
learned what he
bro!
was talking about. Turns out a group of morons got stuck in the crater and couldn't get out.
It's his fault we're here.
I'm making a flying machine. I got stranded here and I'm absolutely horrible at finding my way around.
As I'm thinking, wow, you dumb shit faces, maybe Google the nearest flight path because you're practically pissing on one, but not my problem as I had other business to attend to. This involved celebrating my 51st birthday in a
happy birthday, Rav.
zone and learning that I apparently wasn't aiming my shots before. Emperor Rav now had a new groove, which also meant that Howard would never be able to hold aggro anymore. But anyways, my quests were now like, okay, we need you to make every species of beast in this burnt butthole of a zone go extinct or at least die of old age trying, which sounded about as pleasant as a sandpaper dildo, so I just took a different approach where I attended some auctions and simply bought that shit, which I suppose is why people like this angry Andy think SSF hardcore will be.
You are no hardcore. Oh, this is from an Asmin viewer. You are no hardcore avatar, merely someone who got handed bisc gear and enchants and handed through the entirety of hardcore. You streamers honestly make a joke of what hardcore WoW was. This is Rav the Avatar, you piece of shit. This guy walks around with fucking, what is his name? Stitch's, femur, okay? Stitch's femur, and yeah, he did get handed through everything. You know what he did? He deleted it. Do you not remember? He got rid of his epic. So, fuck you, Huckle, you stupid bitch.
Be so much better, and to that I just want to say, new series coming in January. But after spending too much of my money so that I didn't actually have to play the game, I could no longer afford a
We did those
sick bow
quests.
that crossed, so I asked for a loan only to be met with a weird request. But I have dignity, so the only appropriate response was, somehow I was able to afford the new bow, which meant the next hour of my life would be spent chucking rank 1 stings at obese owls, but it would be all worth it when I could line up an aimed shot with this new weapon and just watch a bitch melt.
Oh my, dude, Rav copies me everywhere. I went there.
Before realizing those were elites.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there, Rap. That place is scary.
Until way later when this new ability was still hitting like a flat.
We are going to Western Plaguelands today, by the way. We are going to Western Plaguelands. A very scary zone. Very scary. Yes, this is a scary place. Western Plaguelands is truly a scary place. After Winter Spring, we're going to Western Plaguelands. I don't think we're going to Eastern. I truly think that we might die. Yeah, it's scary. But, I mean, we got a gym on the way.
Acid dick when I realized that the talent only gives me rank 1 and I would have to talk to Sensei in the Forge of Irons. But it was worth the trip because I got to see how much the Sam Sulit bulk diet I've been feeding Howard had been paying off. #pigdiff, and with that I was finally ready to unleash this thing's power. But jokes aside, I was about to put this new weapon and ability combo to the test in a big way.
Yo.
Remember last
He's gonna pull the Black
when
Drake.
I helped this douche launch a damn coup against the mining organization to avenge his dead dad, and then when it would be all worth it when I could line up an aimed shot with this new weapon and just watch a bitch melt.
Oh my, dude, Rav copies me everywhere. I went there.
Before realizing those were elites.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there, Rav. That place is scary.
Until way later when this new ability was still hitting like a flat.
We are going to Western Plaguelands today, by the way. We are going to Western Plaguelands. A very scary zone. Very scary. Yes, this is a scary place. Western Plaguelands is truly a scary place. After Winter Spring, we're going to Western Plaguelands. I don't think we're going to Eastern. I truly think that we might die. Yeah, it's scary. But, I mean, we got a gym on the way.
Acid dick when I realized that the talent only gives me rank 1 and I would have to talk to Sensei in the Forge of Irons. But it was worth the trip because I got to see how much the Sam Sulit bulk diet I've been feeding Howard had been paying off. #pigdiff, and with that I was finally ready to unleash this thing's power. But jokes aside, I was about to put this new weapon and ability combo to the test in a big way.
Yo.
Remember last
He's gonna pull the
episode
Black
when
Drake.
I helped this douche launch a damn coup against the mining organization to avenge his dead dad, and then when it came time to fight the leaders together he pussied out by identifying as a Charizard instead?
I knew it.
Well, I found someone else who had a bone to pick with them.
That bastard Maltorius.
This little charred dwarf had his recipe for twice-baked loaded tater tots potatoes stolen by the dickhead.
Bet anything that the recipe was part of the deal in his new promotion amongst the Dark Irons.
And maybe avenging a dead dad isn't enough to pick that fight, but when taters are on the table we are committing.
I'm sure they're somewhere near Maltorius, deep inside the slag pit.
Plus there was a bounty for the shitter's head, so me and Howard had work to do. We got down to where the leaders hang out, and sure enough,
he's trying to do this quest by himself. This quest is actually hell. This quest.
They were having their.
I actually don't believe he does it
in front
alone.
of the coveted Bobby Flay recipe card.
I'm pretty sure this thing has 13,000 health.
Turned out to be someone I should not have dealt with. I learned from Howard's Uncle Fred and Guzu's stream that using a pocket nuke to pull a pack lets you split them up later, and since it went so well for him I figured what's the worst that could happen. To my surprise the split pull seemed to work as the other two started running back. Until I touched their butt buddy, and classic WoW code had them running back to me to the point where they now never de-aggroed, and I'm not proud of what I ended up having to do.
It's a slow, painful death. And Howard just fucking took it like a champ.
So I decided to split pull and kill the bottom bitch bodyguards first, and this worked like a charm. Then it was just me and Firecrotch Malfoy, and while I thought this would be a walk in the park, it turns out this particular park knows how to polymorph. For 20 seconds as I was forced to watch Howard fight against the boss elite who I was learning could also bubble himself.
Yeah, he's
The
jacked.
plan was now to make like a fart and blow this shithole, but I didn't want another Howard homicide on my hands, so I ran back to heal him only to unwillingly become a small lamb again.
Look at this fucking jackass warlock watching this entire thing.
Until he was dead and I was in trouble.
You're fucked.
I now had a plan for the polys where I would...
Wow, he actually dummied. He dummied. Right? Was that a dummy right there? What did he do?
I now had a plan for the polys where I would just play peekaboo when he casted them, but even with the evolution of my strategy, he was abusing my poor pig too hard and I just didn't have the resources to survive the fight. At one point I tried letting him beat up on me for a bit, but I quickly learned that one single dot would do half my health, and
yeah,
I ended
holy
up having
shit.
to pot when he put a second on me. I probably should have left, but I had one more plan to use his own polymorph bullshit against him.
Ah!
And after 30 minutes and over 10 attempts
448,
of this
holy
deadly pull,
shit.
Howard and I slayed in front of a cheering section, grabbed that shitter's head, and thanks to our commitment, the dankest loaded tots would be served on someone's table tonight. But I had to take a break from being a sweat before I died of dehydration, so I told Miss Tinkle Sprinkle Piss Goblin that I would accept her triple dog dare to skinny dip in a hinterlands pond and get her some good kush from the bottom. In return, she said her big step bro would hook me up, to which he was like, have some of my
fabulous noggin fogger elixir.
After a quick Google search on if this would kill me, I deep-throated it only to be turned into the sexiest skeleton where I could run, ride Rebecca, and dance while looking hard as fuck.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Needless to say, I bought a Costco quantity of those bitches. But then word got out of me teabagging Draco Malforius like a Giga Chad, so my pack made in Iron Forge was all like,
Ogdink of Ajara has sent out a call for seasoned hunters such as yourself.
I meet the deformed penguin who told me he needed deer antlers that would have a drop rate so low I will one day tell my grandkids about it on holidays, and then he was like, dope, now ride down to the beach where there will be these endangered three-headed Charizards, and I hope to God your Tinder profile wasn't lying about you liking long walks on the beach, because that's all you will be doing while looking for these spawns. But it was all worth, because the chain quest rewards were worthy of ejaculation, and all I needed to do was slay some Drake and its simp in a temple that sunk into the
He went to Sunken Temple?
ground. I knew dungeons
what level
at
is
this
he?
level are where people get one shot, so I needed to find a few serious gamers to keep me alive. I didn't know what powers or dangers the Drakes would bring, but by the looks of this group, I was betting on us.
Wait, are we really gonna walk the whole way?
Yes.
Somebody is saying yes. He said shut up.
Turns out this dungeon is just like 6 million circular hallways in a maze with big packs, where I was mouse clicking my abilities just to trigger the streamers watching this, but all is good because I was top dog and the run was smooth.
Hell yeah.
Wait, don't click the statue.
We ran into some snake puzzle straight out of Zelda, where apparently you have to jerk off these statues in a particular order, or I'm told you just flat out go back to Elwyn. This then spawns an angry orange musclefuck who oh so kindly gave me a pair of dank cufflinks.
Those are nice.
Then we made it to the main lobby, and while my group was trying to deal with the accidental double pull they just made, I was focused on that hole and thinking about where it goes.
Red aspect?
That's a classic Guzu clip. This is so sad to see.
You're just saying it because of this.
You fucking idiot.
Okay, like... Oh!
Oh, that blows.
You're fucking...
Some dude who self-identifies as a prophet was next, and apparently he mind controls, but we started the pull. I walked over to my assigned spot, and by the time I started warming up my Legolas charade...
This room is the scariest room for noobs, and it's what Chance actually told us about, because this is where those mobs come out, where you basically, the ghosts that are immune, and then they can kill you.
Exact, he was already dead. His butt buddy gave us a kilt, and I was starting to think this whole place was an easy joke, but they warned me the last dragon is a level 60 killer.
Yep.
We get there and they are just writing novels about all the shit Howard has to do if the tank takes a nap, blah blah blah. The healer was telling me not to feign if this level 60 killing Drake targets me, but not knowing this fight, I decided I would trust his call if it came down to that, but things didn't exactly go to plan.
Oh, he's oh fuck, run! Back up! Oh fuck.
You can't leave me on that note. You can't leave me on that note. Oh shit, someone died? It's probably just a debate. I feel like I would know, because if it was all guildies, wasn't it? It was with randoms? Oh shit.